What's up, guys, and welcome back to House Flipper IRL. If you're enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. For part 3, we're going to be continuing on where we left off inside the house, and then we're going to move outside into the garage so we can finally start on the new office. All right, it is the beginning of week 3. We're getting started bright and early. It's a little after 7 a.m., but let me walk you guys through what I'm gonna be working on today. The first thing is trying to fix our kitchen strobe lights. It's not great. Oh, it actually leveled out a little bit, but you can kind of still see it's flickering. So that's only happening because that is LEDs, or those are LEDs, and they don't really love to be on a dimming switch like this. So what I'm gonna do is replace it with a normal one. So I'm gonna get that swapped out, but let's head downstairs. Try to get a little bit more light in here for you guys. These drawers, as I said in part 2, they needed to cure. The paint needed to cure for about 2 days. It's actually been more like 3 or 4 days now, so plenty of time for the paint to cure. Now what I'm gonna do today is grab my hardware, my handles. Actually, let me go get one. Here's what we got. And apologies, I genuinely don't remember if I've shown you guys these yet or if I've even talked about this whatsoever. But for the drawers, we have a smaller, I think it's a, what is that, a 96 millimeter, and then these are 128 millimeters. So these are only gonna go on the cabinet faces, but the small one here, this is what's gonna go on all of our drawers. Okay, that looks really good. That looks really nice. And then in here, get our light bulb turned on. Yes, currently this is how we're turning on and off this bulb because it actually doesn't have a switch. It used to. There used to be something back there for it, but it's since been removed for reasons I can't explain. This one works, but it takes a second. So again, as I previously mentioned, the cabinet doors now have 2 coats of paint on the front, and then I believe my mom's gonna come back over later this afternoon. She's gonna flip them all over and then do 2 coats on the back. She said to me before she left the other day after she had finished this, and I quote, "Don't touch these. I don't want them to be ruined." So I guess, yeah, we're just gonna leave it up to her then. Pantry door, 1 more coat on that, and that should be able to be slid back into place. But I'm gonna get going on these drawers first. Or actually, I don't know, this almost has a bigger payoff because it's super quick to change this out. Yeah, I'm gonna do this first. Really, the only difficult part about this is gonna be figuring out which breaker actually controls the kitchen and just the kitchen, if that's even possible. Honestly, I might just hit the main for a minute. It's fine, I'll be in and out. 1-2 minutes tops. Okay, well that's, I mean, pretty much what I expected to see, except there's no ground. Obviously, I'm not an electrician, but I mean, I played Electrician Simulator once or twice. How hard could it be? I'm gonna go trip the main again. Actually, hang on, let me clean this one up. I don't really love the angle it's sitting at. I got about a 50-50 shot here. I'll go trip the main, but I could have swap those around. I don't even know if it matters. Truthfully, no idea. Oh no. That's gonna bother me. That is gonna bother me, dude. I know you guys can't tell because the GoPro wide angle lens probably, but this is it's not straight, so we're gonna take this back off. Maybe that's gonna be a little bit better. Oh yeah, quite a bit better. Okay. 1 to 2 minutes, he says. I bet you it's been at least 5. Survey says we've got light, ladies and gents. We've got light, and it's no longer doing the flickering thing. That is nice.
Come on, pups. Come on, let's go.
Oh, the basement's too scary. It's too scary down here for pups. Yeah, Gooey said, see you guys, I'm out of here. Okay, so I've been doing a really bad job at recording stuff this weekend for you guys. Partly because Oksana got 2 of her 4 wisdom teeth removed, so we've kind of just been big chilling. And other than that, it's just been like small stuff that I can't really time lapse, and I just didn't want to set up the GoPro for. But I do have a couple of things to show you guys. So starting off in here, after the first 2 weeks of painting and sanding and everything like that, this, if you want to get that in the light a little bit, yeah, it's as fuzzy, as furry as Daisy is. The back is obviously not that bad, but yeah, this is what it should look like for reference.
Yo.
And it looks like that. It's pretty gnarly. So real quick, I'm just gonna get a new one of these shoved in there, and then we'll head upstairs. Or actually, let's talk about the flooding that we already had.
Well, why don't you put that in first?
Okay. This is pretty slick. I know a lot of furnaces make this process really complicated. Is it furnaces? Is that the proper plural of furnace? Furni? Anyways, if you guys remember, we showed you our cool little basement shower. Well, come to find out, after doing a couple loads of laundry, that empties from here into this drain. Well, that drain had like a bunch of stuff in it, a bunch of icky, gross stuff, mostly hair. Thankfully not Oksana's yet. But what we're gonna have to do is basically just pull up this drain plate, and the plumber that came out and cleared this out for us, he was here, what, 2 hours ago?
Yeah.
2 or 3 hours ago? He recommended we use some window screen material, cut it into a circle, and then basically just put it in there underneath the drain. You can see here how wet that little carpet is. I mean, the water got pretty high, pretty fast.
Yeah, it was like a little late.
Mm-hmm, like a flash flood.
Come on, Daisy.
So up here, last you guys would have seen, I was putting on the drawer poles. So those are all done. That section there is the only section that doesn't have a proper roller on it. It's basically wood on wood, so they're not great, but they look really nice now. These actually do have a roller. We're starting to get some more stuff sort of put away. Tomorrow, I think we're gonna try to figure out mounting our hinges and putting our doors back in, and then it'll look a lot more complete. Here,
So much going
show these there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those look nice. So we got this big old behemoth put up here today. We measured a couple times, had to actually go back to the store to get different bolts. We got some Tapcon bolts. Get gooey. You gotta get it. Gotta show that.
That was like a large split
She's
gooey.
splooting out. But we got some blue Tapcon bolts, so we have our TV mounted to the brick now. I was a little worried about doing that, but it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. I did this. Yeah, that's not going anywhere, and so that basically means it's fine. This one we didn't ever show, but I did replace this. Just don't show don't show the gap down there.
Oh, it's fine. We'll fix that.
We had like vintagey antique door handles before, so that's just, it is what it is. There's one of them, the outside, and then the inside.
Oh gosh. Disregard our really dirty room.
Oh yeah, also disregard that. And these holes, we're gonna have to fill and repaint the doors and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of gross in there. We're still trying to get everything put away. You know, it's gonna take some time.
It is.
But these are so much more solid than the, here, get this quick, than the originals. This is basically what all the doors had before. So like the hole to these, as you guys would have seen, was really small. So I had to get out my hole saw, bore this out to, I think it was 2 1/8 inch, and just to basically get those to fit. What are you doing, Tim?
And we do want to say that we loved those doorknobs.
Oh, the crystal
But
ones, yeah.
we got locked in the first night and had a panic moment. So then I was like, okay, we'll switch the main doors. But I'm saving those still for
Yeah,
something.
I think we've decided that they're perfect on closets and doors you don't interact with all the time. But for like the main doors, I just wanted something real solid.
Yeah, that's fair.
The only other new thing
that I really have to show you guys is here in the bathroom. We hung 3 new hooks up here. Quite a bit better, because the only thing we had for towels was this one bar back here. And since there are 5 of us living in this home, we quickly ran out of space for towels.
And I gotta get a new shower curtain and stuff. I don't really love it here, or love it on there, but it's fine. It'll do. I think that's kind of the...
I'm just gonna shut this.
Yeah, just shut that.
Yeah, there's nothing in there anyways.
One eternity later.
All right, so it's been a couple weeks. It's been a couple weeks since the last clip that you guys would have seen was actually recorded. It's been more difficult to tackle this project and also record this project now that I'm back to my regular upload and stream schedule. So for House Flipper IRL Part 1 and Part 2, I took like 2 weeks off. So that's literally all I was focused on was this project. But we're making some good progress here in the kitchen now. I think the last clip you guys would have seen was me just putting the handles on the drawers. They're looking good, nice and solid, a little squeaky. You know, they're older, rollers, sliders, and everything like that. But you might have also noticed we're still missing our door handles or our door pulls. And the reason for that is because the jig that I have to line these all up equally only goes up to 96 millimeter. And the longer handles that we have like this, they're 128 mils instead of 96. So I gotta get a new jig. Not really sure where I can get one of those, but I will hopefully figure it out eventually. From here over, we are gonna lose our drawers because our dishwasher, which is currently in the garage, that's gonna go right there. I also wanna try to reuse those drawers, maybe to the left or to the right of the stove. We could extend the peninsula just slightly with those drawers. And then that would also give us a better spot to mount our massive, massive microwave. Like, look at this. Look at how much counter space this thing takes up. Like, it's nuts. It's super, super deep, super wide, and too tall. I don't know if you guys can really get a scale for that, but too tall to fit underneath of our upper cabinets. So what we're thinking is if we extend this peninsula a little bit past those trash cans, we might be able to cut this out up at the top, at the bottom, and then we could put our microwave here. Then we'll still have a little bit of this space that we could utilize for who knows what, but we got options. We're just kind of trying to figure it out as we go. So here's our new to us, stove or oven. And this is from my parents' lake house remodel. They got a new one, so they didn't really need this guy anymore. The only other thing, apart from the, miscellaneous stuff that I just mentioned, the only other thing that we really need to do in here is the uppers, just the smaller cabinet doors up there, and then the handles, or the door pulls. But it's looking good, man. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. It really is looking better and better every day. So I think today we're gonna get out into the garage, start framing up the office walls, and maybe drywall just the outside, because on the inside, and hopefully I'll be able to do this later today as well, but I've got quite a bit of electrical work that I need to do. Then we can insulate the inside, and then we'll be able to drywall the inside after that. So let's head out there. Well, I don't have much time left on the GoPro battery today, but while I was away getting some other videos recorded, Mario just went hard, dude. He went ham bone out here. So he and I framed out the walls, as you guys would have seen, but then while I was recording videos,
he took some time and went around and got the entire outside of the office all drywalled. It looks so good. We got our door fitted in here. It's not perfect, and yeah, it is an exterior door, but I kind of like that it's all glass. I think that's kind of sweet. So what I need to do today, and again, I don't have enough GoPro battery, and while the power's out, we don't really have much light to work with in here anyways. All of these outlets, they're to code for a garage, right? It's not usually a finished space, so those are supposed to be elevated about that high. But now that we're enclosing this, and I don't know that this is technically to code, I want to take these down to, I believe it should be, what, 16 inches off of the floor, if I remember correctly, 15, 16, something like that. So I'm basically just gonna pull these all out, yank out all the wiring. I do have some new wire that I can use if I need it. Hopefully I'll just be able to reuse this stuff. It's probably fine. I wish I could show you guys the electrical process, but at least you can see sort of how it is now. Oh, you know what? I haven't even mentioned this. So not only am I gonna be lowering these, but I'm also gonna add a junction box here. That way I can have a new line start for our new interior wall. I'll have probably just one outlet over here. We'll do maybe one more in this corner, and then I need a light switch. And then I'm also gonna have to get a little receptacle up there so that I can actually put a light in this space. And then we'll actually be able to see what we're doing in here. We'll have some light, which would definitely be nice. We're gonna need that.
The next day.
I kind of ran out of daylight yesterday to be able to show you guys what all I actually did here in the office. I have a little junction box now. So we have, or had originally, just one wire going over to on the opposite side of this wall now, going over to all the other outlets. So now 3 wires are all connected in here. This is 14 gauge wire, if I remember correctly. And then we have our new one going down, and that goes all the way to this outlet, which then goes to this outlet, which then goes to this switch, which then goes up to that light. So we've got another junction box up there because the old garage lights used to be connected to an outlet. So what we have now is the exact same outlet that was in there is now just moved up to this rafter. I've already got this light plugged in, which is awesome. I have 2 hooks up there for this next light, but look at how disgusting this thing is, dude. I wiped down this side already. It doesn't actually look too terrible now, but yeah, Oksana said, you know what, maybe we clean this up before we hang the thing. I might even drop that one down and just get it quickly wiped, but she's out here sanding. Look pretty dang good already. But the office is coming along. We're making great progress out here. I do actually have to wait to install the ceiling light that I have. I did get a ceiling today, but it's not a classic ceiling today. It's quite a bit more modern looking. But that light is gonna go smack dab in the center of this here ceiling, and I think it's actually gonna look pretty dang good. But we do have to wait until we have the drywall up there to be able to attach that, because we're gonna have to, you know, have a little cutout. If you are an electrician, I'm really glad that I didn't show what I had to do in here, because a lot of it was kind of sketchy, including just kind of leaving those loose wires hot up there. I mean, I did my best to spread them out so there's absolutely no shot that they would ever touch each other unless somebody came in here and was messing with them. Also, the switch is off, so it's not like they're live right now. I think we're gonna start insulating the walls, and then we can start hanging up the drywall as well. Hopefully we'll be able to do the ceiling relatively soon. I want to get that knocked out too, just so we can have the light in here, of course. And then the floor. The floor I'm still pondering. I don't know how thick I want to, or how wide I want to cut that foam, that 2-inch pink foam stuff. I don't know. I gotta like sleep on it a couple more days or something, dude. I have no clue where to start with that. stop it. Get your dang head out of the gutter, okay? I'm cleaning a light bulb. I've been pondering this for a little while now, and I think I've finally got it figured out. As far as the floor goes, these 4x8 sheets of OSB, this is gonna be the top of the floor. So take this whole thing and basically flip it over. That's how the floor is gonna be laid out. But in between each of these, okay, it's not gonna be a 2x4, it's gotta be 2 inches, right? Because the foam's 2 inches thick. These are just a template, right? Just a template. But in between these 2x4s has to be the pink foam stuff. The only problem I had with this is that they're pre-split on 16 inches. So from this edge to this split would be perfectly 16. So what I've decided is I'm gonna just disregard the seam, and I'm gonna cut them down, probably with like a drywall handsaw type thing. It seems to be the easiest, like something like this. I think that'll work totally fine. But I'm gonna cut those down to 14 inches instead, so that I don't have to cut the OSB as much as I would if we were to use the full 16-inch wide lengths. Hopefully that makes sense. Here's another example. This is the 2x4 that I had cut down. So this is 2 inches thick now, same thickness as that foam stuff. So I basically have to first build a skeleton, like a framework in here, and then we can put in the foam, kind of like what we're doing for the insulation, right? You have our 2x4s. I know it's really dark in here, but you have your 2x4s, and we're gonna be insulating in between the two. Well, we need to do that with the floor as well, because this is concrete. It's super cold. If I'm gonna be heating or air conditioning this space, I'm losing money. I'm losing money by leaving the concrete floor. So that's the whole reason we're kind of doing this subfloor deal. Not a crack addict. Just finished all the insulation. Looks pretty good, right? I keep saying that. I keep saying that, but it really does look pretty dang good. I did already change my shirt, and I don't think it's going to matter. I'm gonna just be itchy scratchy for like the next week, probably. So what we need to do now is drywall, what I'm standing on currently. This is going to go up on the walls and on the ceiling. I don't think I've shown this yet, actually. I was waiting for Mario to come help with insulation, and I was just kind of roughly mapping out how I want the floor to go. So from here, we'd have another 8-foot 2x4 coming down. So this would end up getting cut, and it would butt up against that next board. So at 4 feet, this little 2x4 here in the center, that's centered on the 4-foot mark. So even if we had our plywood going long ways this way, which we're not going to, it would still, we'd still have something to screw into. But more than that, that's just gonna prevent the OSB from feeling spongy. And then whenever your boy can swing it, I'll get a nice like laminate or like vinyl plank flooring to go on top of the OSB. But for right now, this is perfect. This will get the job done.
24 hours later.
Check it out. It's done. We're finished. We can move in. I'll get my desk in next week. It'll be great. Yeah, obviously turn the camera around, show the bare wall still. It's not done. It's not completely done. And it is just, actually I think it's darker in here now than it was earlier because we have the main garage door shut. Still can't get the light in until we do the ceiling drywall, but that's okay. That can sort of wait. One of the issues I had is I buried our electrical boxes too far into the wall, so I had to go out and get these little red rubber spacer things to basically space the outlet out so it's flush with the drywall now. We can actually put an outlet cover on it. It'll look a lot more normal. But it is now the end of the weekend, which means I got to get back to work doing the regular uploads and streams and stuff. So I think that's probably where we're gonna wind down part 3 at for now. But once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing
that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.